And welcome back to Hair Mafia with AJ.
Hey, and Tracy with an E.
And myself. We're so happy to be here.
We are. It's been a week, I feel like.
It's been 1 week.
It's just that time of year.
The holidays?
Yeah. Whenever this
Like the
airs.
holiday blues or?
The holiday squeeze me in.
Yes, that's what we're going to talk about today, guys.
Yeah. First, do we want to do a weekend recap?
We could do a weekend recap. What did you do? Because yours is like more interesting than mine.
Well, I really don't remember what I did this weekend. I think I was supposed to go on a date. I didn't because I kind of forgot about it. And then, well, I was actually tired.
Yeah.
Saturday, I'm going to be a little bit vague about it, but somebody was having an event and I wanted them to run into me because I know that my presence really just gets them jumbled, and God blocked it or whatever because I like barely missed them because I was watching a series of Snap stories and I was like, damn it.
Jumbled like how good? Like
No,
flustered? Oh.
Regretting ever losing me. At least that's how I play it in my mind. You know, I'm the gift that keeps on giving. Given an attitude, that is.
Yeah.
Sunday, I feel like I had a good Sunday. Oh, I went on a terrible date.
Oh.
This guy, I had matched with him before. Long story short, he's really into board games. We met at a Starbucks, and he was talking about all these games, and he invited me back to his place to play a board game, and it was about trolls and mining, and it was actually kind of fun. And I snapped my friend and I said, well, I lied to him. I said, hey, I'm impressed with your collection, because it was like bookshelves of board games. Nothing wrong with this, but it just got weirder and weirder. And I snapped my friend and I said, I just lied to him and said I wanted to take a video of his board games, but I really just want you to see who this is, and this is his name. And if I end up dead, you know who did it.
What?
So she says, okay, I'm going to call you. Let's go to lunch, like for real, but I'm going to call you. Let's meet at 12:30. So I'm like, hey, I got to go. This guy's like 6'5", and he's bigger than me.
Ooh.
He picks me up like a child, like under my arms, and he's like, do you really have to go? And then he like pushed me up against the wall and started to do things. And I said, yes, I really have to go. And then I escaped. But you know, like that meme where you're just like, I don't know what happened to my clothes. That was almost me.
Interesting.
This is not good for me because now I shouldn't. This is my punishment for trying to serial date.
Have you talked to him since?
Absolutely fucking not.
Oh, okay. That's
I
good.
almost died in my mind.
Has he tried to contact you, or it's just all block?
It wasn't even blocked. I
Oh.
just trailed off. I also got cussed out by a guy that I was dating that was deaf.
Oh.
He got his hearing at age 6. It was really cool. I was like signing all kind of stuff. And then he saw that I was still on an app, and he was like, you don't care about me. All you want to do is F all of Oklahoma. See you never, lose my number. And I was like, it was never saved. So it was my weekend. I really wish I remembered what happened Friday.
I think we worked together Friday, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Like Friday day.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Top that.
I can't. I never can. But so my girls started cheer competition Saturday. Woohoo. That's basically all we did. And they got first.
Do you ever like learn any of their cheers?
Hell no.
Like peel, banana, peel, banana.
No,
Have you ever
they-
heard that?
they
Like,
just-
peel it to the left, then you peel it to the right.
They just do their dances and stuff. No, and it was at the Lazy E Arena. And I'm like, why does this have to be here? getting them ready is kind of stressful. And then not much after that. Sunday, I watched, here I am with my weird crime shows, or it's just because I watched one show on Netflix and now these new ones come up and I'm like, well, I got to watch this. I watched the Lacey Peterson murders. Very interesting. And I already know the story, and I'm sure you do, and I'm sure anybody listening does, but...
Her and her dad did it.
No. Casey Anthony is who you're thinking of.
Oh, that's who I'm thinking of.
Oh, that bitch is guilty. But like, so... the Lacey Peterson, though...
Scott Peterson.
Right. Her husband kills her, and she's 8 months pregnant.
Yes.
But I'm watching, and I know documentaries, whoever writes them, produces them, directs them, they're all how they want you to see it, like their side of the story. Mm-hmm. But the truth of both sides is it's very interesting because they never had any actual DNA that he killed her, not in his home, he never had any text messages, not in his truck, not in his boat, not in his warehouse, like nothing.
Did he actually go to jail for this?
Definitely death row.
Oh.
He was convicted. He had a woman on the side, which obviously that didn't help anything. But I'm like, there's a lot of cheaters out there, but they ain't killing. I'm not saying, I think, yes, did he still have something to do with it? Possibly. He might have told someone, whatever. But I thought it was very interesting because I never knew much about the case. I think I was early 20s. So I was like, I'm not watching the news. I'm too busy.
It was that long ago. It
was a long time ago.
Yeah,
but they
we were
did.
in our 20s.
But they did take off the death penalty. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that. And now he's sentenced to life without parole. But so basically watch that. Yeah. Again, my weekends are boring. The kid things are fun though. It is fun for them to go to cheer. Mm-hmm. It's kind of stressful, but not terrible.
So I guess we're moving on. It's very hard to have boundaries in this industry because people think that we can just say no. And that is not the case, because what happens when we say no? People come up with all the alternatives of what we can do for us.
I'm sure some stylists or other clients are going to listen and they're going to be like, this is so unprofessional. It's not hard to set boundaries. And it's not.
For those who are listening, this probably doesn't even apply to you. Because the ones we want to listen don't.
True.
But for instance, my latest adventure is, I think in combination of somebody asking me to squeeze them in, they say, hey, can you squeeze me in? I can come in at any time. And I'm like, okay, great. I give you a time and they say, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And then they send me a whole schedule. And I'm like, this is what we have online booking for. I don't want to hear this. At this point, I don't. The issue is when you tell somebody no or you don't respond to them, they say, oh my gosh, I don't know why you're not responding. You're such a huge bitch, blah, blah, blah. And then it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And then it's let's run through the gamut of things we could be doing. Taking a bath, going on vacation, eating,
having a
sleeping.
VA. Oh,
exactly. Yeah. Multivitamins. I don't know. Scheduling a doctor's visit. Managing my weight, high blood pressure. I don't know.
Or maybe I'm just doing hair.
That, or maybe I'm just trying to work 8 to 5 like you want to.
Oh, you're talking about, sorry. I thought you were saying they're why aren't you messaging back? You're not messaging back. But you're just saying.
Here's probably what I'm doing because I'm not messaging you back, living a life.
Yeah.
Somebody literally bothered me 2 days in a row and they said, I see you have nothing. Can you get me in to trim my sideburns? Bitch, if you don't get your raggedy ass Norelco trimmers and do it your fucking self.
Because it's why are we this is what it turns into. No, it just turns into just that's why I end up giving in. It's because I'm
it's easier.
I can say, and this isn't everybody, I could be no, I'm sorry, I don't have anything in the next 3 weeks. And then, a reasonable response would be, okay, that's fine. Does AJ have something? Does someone else in your salon have something? I can always pre-book with you again, but I really need in. I should have pre-booked, or my schedule is weird also. that's fine. But
Yeah.
but I'm going to say like 8 times out of 10, it's not. It's, well, but what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. Well, I know it doesn't take you that long to do it. Can you just squeeze me in? But what happens is when we bend, at least in my experience of what happens in our salon, is that it's like this foot in the door and then they just like kick it wide open and they're like, I need a full highlight.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just kind of like, wait, how did we get here?
Yeah.
And then it's like this like long sob story and blah, 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 blah. Another thing that pisses me off is like adjacent to this. It more so happened to you than me. People keep messaging you and they're like, oh my God, your prices went up. Or, oh, how am I supposed to afford this? We spent too much money, blah, 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 blah. And then it's this like guilting you into trying to like charge less or whatever. But I'm like, okay, but you're getting a deal and then that's taking away from my livelihood and my family and the things that I'm able to do. So why are you asking? I just think that's disrespectful.
No, it totally is.
It hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm like hearing these stories of all the other booth renters here. And I'm like, do you A, want your ass beat? Do you B, want your ass beat? Do you C, all the above? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I had a couple people and it was basically the same story, but I'm just going to tell them both. I mean, not really, but it's just a lot of it. So our Black Friday sale ended a while back. And again, this is for stylists. This is like our hair extension company. It's for, we run a deal, a Black Friday special, just like anything else. And then stylists can order at a discount and then pass them on to their clients or not. They don't have to. So I usually do. Even though it's my hair company, they're 2 separate companies. I'll give myself a discount and then I pass them on to whatever. Mm-hmm. And I had 2 people who were probably my most difficult clients anyway. One of them straight up says, well, what if I just want to buy the hair and not have you put them in yet? Can you give me a discount? I'm like, okay, so already on the further discounted price? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm like, well, no, but I can't do that. Well, this really sucks because my husband was really mad because the prices went up. And I'm thinking, I didn't even charge you my price increase.
Yeah.
I hadn't even charged anybody yet.
This person's complaining about the cost, but I feel like routinely they have an appointment and then they drastically alter their appointment.
Oh, yeah.
Because you didn't do anything that was booked.
Right.
Well, I mean, you did, but it was like more stuff on top of that.
But more things.
And so I'm just like, but you chose to spend more money. Like they were booked for like a move up and they're like, I just want to color it all dark. And I'm like,
but that's a lot whenever you have a full row of extensions and you want to do them all dark and your hair all dark. That's like, for stylists, that's a lot. It's like 3 tubes of color.
I think it was like 3 for you because she had extra long.
No,
hair.
it was 3 tubes of color and I had to glaze it because it's extensions and
this thing too, it's like you're kind of wanting like these discounts, but I'm like, that's my product. Like I have to now go to the store and like replace all of what you used because you asked me to do this on the fly and I accommodated you. But if I was to tell you no, we would have spent an extra 30 minutes arguing
just talking about
this.
It. Right.
Yeah.
Because that's like what we're talking about today is like, you can't just say like, no, that's not what you booked for. Or, well, that is what you booked for, but it's going to be more expensive. Because it just turns into this back and forth discussion. I'm not going to say it's a full-fledged argument.
But we're almost like avoiding it sometimes.
Right. So I have this other client. She messages me November 30th at 5 p.m. I want the Black Friday special. Where can I buy hair? I'm like, well, it already ended. And
backstory, they were asking about the Black Friday deal before November
and during the sale. And I was like, you have a while. It goes till towards the end of November. We usually cut it off after Small Business Saturday. Small Business Saturday is the day after Black Friday. Mm-hmm. And I told this person that. And I'm like, even if it was going on, you're messaging me like at the very last minute, but it's not going on because it actually ended Cyber Monday. No, that's not what you told me. I'm like, no, but it is what I told you.
And this particular person has a pattern of calling people liars. And it's like, we know what we said
No, but I'm like,
you.
but I did tell you that. I'm like, and it hasn't changed. Like our Black Friday special goes on the whole time. And she's like, well, I bought a gift certificate on your Cyber Monday sale with me, Tracy, and I wanted to use that for the Black Friday sale. Okay. In what world can you use 2 different discounts? Like you can't. Like nowhere.
Not on a Slurpee, not at Food
Right,
Lion.
exactly. Yeah, nowhere. So I'm like...
And not only that, this person actually invaded another person's appointment.
Yes, she did.
And tore through all the extensions asking what color she should get.
But here's the deal. She does this every time.
Every time.
And then, you know, we had the one that you ended up doing. And maybe she's listening if she is. But she was literally messaging me the day before Thanksgiving. I need in. It ain't happening.
Is this the one that like booked like 5 appointments?
Booked like, 5 appointments. What are you doing? Booked 2 in December, 2 in January, 1 in the beginning of February. We square all that out. I'm like, I don't even know what any of this is. Let's just get your appointment straight.
Mind you, it was squared away too.
Squared away.
Then they're like canceling appointments because they wanted sooner.
She said, can I just come in and get my row fixed? I'm like, man, come on. So she came in the day before Thanksgiving, took me 5 minutes to fix like one side that wasn't even falling out. I just think she believes that it's falling out. It's called growing. So we do that. And then as soon as she sits down, she was like, I can't do my December 16th appointment. I need in the week sooner. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. And I straight up said, it can't happen. Like it cannot happen. Like this is the holidays. You booked that appointment and now you're demanding in the week before. Right. So then I go on some rant on social media. I'm like, the next person who asks me to come in this week, I'm blocking you and you're never getting another appointment because it's rude.
Enough is enough.
So then, you know, whatever. So that next week, she messages me all day last Tuesday. I get home from after recording the podcast and she's like, hello, are you not getting any of my messages? And I'm like, yes, I'm getting them. But like, I literally just got home. Like I worked at 9 a.m. and I got home at 9 p.m. She's like, okay, I'm so sorry. I'll give you a free B12 shot. And I'm like, I don't want it. Like,
There's nothing to sweeten this deal.
Like, I can't get you in.
Come to my place and I'll get you an infusion.
Yeah. So then that whole next day, what about Sunday? No. We have cheer competition, not going to happen.
And I don't typically work Sundays. Like,
and I don't work Sundays
jack
anyways.
My schedule up.
I'm like, and then, well, what if you come to my house? And I'm like, but it's just like, it's ongoing. Like it's always ongoing. They're like, people just don't want to take no for an answer. And I'm saying no for a pretty reasonable reason. I'm not just like, no, I don't want to, which I don't want to.
I was going to say, the undercurrent of this is like, we like what we do.
Definitely.
It's just this side of it is why you probably didn't get a response if you're messaging us over and we've already told you, no, it's like, I want to be happy at your appointment. And if this is what leads up to, it's like, I don't want to see you. I don't want to speak to you. I want to enjoy our company. And I'm like, I'm going to need a reset.
Yeah, because it's stressful.
It's beyond stressful. And this thing too, I think what people don't see on the other side of it is that when you're trying to like live your life outside of like working and then you have like a partner or a spouse or a friend, they're like, why are you on your phone or why? And it's like, because I feel like if I don't answer, this is going to linger and my phone's going to blow up. And they're like, just say no, you need to like put your foot down. I'm like, no, they're going to put their foot on my neck or they're going to bring it up or they're going to be passive aggressive or they post stories or, you know, whatever. And it's like, they're like, I just feel like it's bullying. Like, no balls, no balls.
Well, okay. So whenever Josh used to work the front, he would always be like, yeah, put your foot down. No means no. You got to get a backbone, all this stuff. He would come home whenever he would work the front desk. I would get home at like 6. He would get home at 6. He's like, hey, I've got like 2 clients of yours that are messaging the work phone. And I'm supposed to ask you whenever I get home, like these questions. And I'm like, and you're telling me to say no? Like, no.
It's like, do you realize you're asking me at home?
Yeah,
like,
because he can't say no. He was like, well, I don't want to be the reason why they don't come to you anymore if I tell them no. And I'm like,
oh, can you imagine the pressure that we feel?
Right.
It's like.
But it was funny. So they kind of all thought Josh was either like gay. They really did think Josh was like a gay friend. And I'm like, no, he's my boyfriend. And they're like, oh, that's
he's your
great.
Gay roommate.
Yeah. So then they figure that out. And that's what they would ask him. Tracy has nothing online. Can you just like ask her at home when you see her? And he'd be like, okay, great, I will. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me like no or telling me to say no.
Yeah. And I think too, it's hard because there are some people that you will do it for. And then there's some people that you kind of wish you didn't, only because when you start that pattern, like, well, you did it this one time. And I'm like, I feel like they don't look at it as an exception.
Yeah.
Or like a one-time thing. They're like, well, can you please make it happen? And another thing, if I do make an exception, please don't ask me to work late. That's just my thing. I'd rather come in earlier than later because I'm tired at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, if you really want in, I feel like you'll make it work. So if I tell you come at 7:30, you should come at 7:30. You asked me to squeeze you in, that's where I got room.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I gotta eat.
I know. And I gotta leave.
No, for real.
But yeah, it is hard to set boundaries. I used to say, hey, everything that you're asking me to do, you can do yourself.
Yeah.
Like all these questions you already know the answer to. Just kind of like how they said, like, hey, you have nothing online, but can you? Okay, you just answered
the
it.
question. You have resources. I think that's what
Right.
It's just like this rhetorical like dialogue. It's like, I'm not going to tell you something you didn't already find.
Yeah. It's like they're looking for a reason to be like, she was just rude to me. I'm just going to go somewhere else. It's like, okay.
And you'll be back.
Probably.
And now we'll have a bigger problem and you'll spend more money because we probably have to fix it. Not trying to be shady, but I'm like, that's been my experience. It's just like, you either really like it or you typically come back and stray. You're like, oh my God, I'll never leave you again. And it's like, yeah, you will.
Yeah, you probably will once I say like no. So no means no.
It does.
Don't be a hoe.
God, no. I don't know.
I think
I think I want to be a whore.
Oh, well, no, I mean, that's okay.
No, I mean like change professions.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like,
would you be my pimp?
I could. I would.
I feel like you wouldn't slap me or anything.
No, I wouldn't.
You just be like, get up there.
Yeah,
like, it's
do
cold.
something. I gotta eat.
I'm like, so what's my cut?
Yeah, I know.
Just schedule my wellness check.
I just can't wait for this Sunday. It's the season finale to White Lotus, and
oh my God,
I want to have a
Which
watch
character
party.
are you?
Oh, I'm definitely Harper.
Who would you think I am? I feel like I'd be a mixture, but I'm like, if I had to be one character, because I don't know why I thought about this the other day. Like I
don't
feel
know.
like
You're not
I feel
on
like
there,
I'm,
though.
I know. I feel like I'm not in there, but I kind of feel like I'm Harper's husband now that he's getting more emotional. Like I feel like that's what goes on the inside.
Yeah, he's a nice person.
And I also think he's closeted.
So then
which was me
you guys
for
have
28
that.
years.
You guys have that in common.
Yeah. And now I welcome most men with open arms and open mouth and open legs.
Oh boy.
I'm sure you guys have had enough of me being a slut. So should we call it a day?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Happy Monday. Be safe.
Happy Monday, guys.
Bring me a Christmas gift.
Yes.
Even if it's like March when this airs.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.